Hello, this is another US Geoguessr professor video where I try to give you some analysis, some knowledge, some strategy, and some thinking about US Geoguessr. Hopefully help your United States Geoguessr game, your region guessing. I wanted to do a few state-specific videos, and what better place to start than Ohio, my home state. And I think Ohio is a little bit more difficult than people might think to region guess. It's a very diverse state. I wanted to start in urban Ohio because I like urban rounds. And I found this map, Ohio cities and towns. And if I were to 25K it, which is rather difficult, Ohio is a relatively small state. I would be #1 on that leaderboard. So in that spirit, I think I'm going to turn off the time limit and I'm going to, of course, allow moving. So hopefully, as I go through these locations and try to 20K Ohio, we can learn a lot more about my home state in the process. Looking around, we get a car right in front of us with one version of the Ohio plate. It's the red, white, and blue design. Notice that this truck has a front plate. Sometimes you'll see a mix. In Ohio, it's probably a good mix, about 50-50. In 2020, the law was passed that we didn't have to have front plates anymore, so a bunch of Ohioans took theirs off. So do not use that as a guide to guessing Ohio if you're playing like the world map or the US map, because that can be really confusing. However, if you're somewhere and there's like a real good balance, 50-50, and you know it's probably Ohio, like don't let that dissuade you. I don't know, you could be like right on the border of another state, but 50-50 front plates, good meta for Ohio. Terry and Amelia. So we're somewhere that kind of looks very suburban, almost trending into ex-urban, or even possibly the outskirts of like a small Ohio city. We have some fairly nondescript street signs there. They're just red or green and white, so many cities and towns in Ohio would be green and white. The one thing I notice is that they're both blank on one side. The street name is only taking up half. That is interesting. That doesn't tell me anything, but it's just kind of noteworthy. Amelia Drive and Breezy Lane. Okay. Well, there is an Amelia, Ohio. It is down there in kind of like ex-urban Cincinnati. See, southeast of Cincinnati. That just really, I think, demands some local knowledge. It's, yeah, like this ex-urban, almost rural part of Ohio and of Cincinnati Metro. So, could we be, if we're on Amelia Drive, somewhere near there? I mean, it's possible. If we were somewhere near the Ohio River, I would expect it to be hilly like this. Yeah, I really would. I feel like I made a bit of a mistake. I was going to look at that realty sign there. I want to see if I can get an area code. I think area codes are going to be some of the most helpful things you can get in Ohio. Because so many parts of the state look very similar. And region guessing Ohio, yes, is tricky. I hope I'm going to be able to do it well. I hope I'm going to be able to help you with that today, especially with no time limit. And I hope I don't bore you with my Ohio pontificating. Yeah, I mean, we definitely could be in the southern part of the state. We have these, almost Appalachian foothill kind of vibes. That would really make me think that we're perhaps somewhere near the river. Yeah, and that 513 area code is exactly what I was anticipating. I was thinking if we were somewhere around that Cincinnati area near the river, that we were going to get a 513. So 513 is the area code for City of Cincinnati. And kind of immediate environs. The cities of Ohio, I think, are each big enough to have area code overlays. So sometimes that is going to be challenging. But 513 would lead me towards just city of Cincinnati or immediate inner suburbs. So if we were out in Amelia, I'm not sure if we would still be on the 513 area code. We probably would be. But as we go down here to this major intersection, things are falling into place. Fields Erdel Road and Reed Hartman Highway. So Fields Erdel Road is actually pretty far north of Cincinnati. So that is going to place us, I know, on the northeast side of the city. Up around Mason or this area northeast of Sharonville. If you had all the time in the world and you saw that 513 area code, you could do a lot of scanning. Fields Erdel Road is a pretty major road in northern Cincinnati suburbs, so you probably could find that without a great deal of difficulty. And then if we zoom in one more level, there is Reed Hartman Highway. So we're somewhere very near the intersection of Reed Hartman and Fields Erdel. That would place us, I believe, possibly in Blue Ash, Ohio. Where is Blue Ash? There. North? We may not be in Blue Ash anymore. No, that would put us north of Blue Ash. Blue Ash is one of the major Cincinnati suburbs of Ohio. So that would place us up here. And it didn't really look like we had a very good street sign of that neighborhood coming in. If we go east, if we're east-west, we must be on Fields Erdel, yes. So here we go east on Fields Erdel, off of Reed Hartman Highway. What was our cross street? Did we come out of Scoutmaster? Scoutmaster, no. I'm going to go back to the very beginning because it was unclear where we were, unfortunately, from the very beginning of this round. Let's go down to our nearest intersection. Maybe it wasn't unclear, maybe I just forgot. Oh yeah, Amelia. Amelia and Macaulay. That is the opposite direction of where we went. Yeah, there's Amelia and Breezy Lane. So there's Amelia Macaulay. If we go back to the beginning, it looks like we're about halfway in between Macaulay and I believe this was Breezy Lane, right? No, Terry. So we're halfway in between Terry and Macaulay on Amelia. On a map like this, I feel like I gotta count houses, especially if I'm trying to 25K. Sometimes just on these states can get you. You think you're right there and you just end up being like one house off. So there's this really big lot at Amelia and Macaulay. We are one house to the west of that, right? So we'd be looking due north at that house. I feel like I'm looking at, I hope this isn't too pedantic, but I'm trying to 25K, so I'm gonna just line up with like the east side of that house. Nice. Okay, great way to start. So we were 1 yard away. We 5K'd in High Point, Ohio. Wow. Okay, that's like a real outer, like I said, like exurb of Cincinnati, but we were really right in that belt, right in that metropolis in between Cincinnati and Dayton. So good, great way to start. Okay, I'm glad that we're in another um, what looks like pretty pinpointable round, even though we're by this vacant lot. We're at least like by this intersection. Okay, this house that we started on, this house right in front of us. Oh, this is just so small city, Ohio. These houses, they're boxy, they're plain. Um, this is just so lower middle class, small city Ohio. You can't really call like a lot of places in Ohio small towns because they're so populated. But yeah, this could be, I mean, just about anywhere in Ohio with this architecture. Just, I mean, if you really want to learn rural Ohio or like outside of the major cities, just soak this architecture in. You could be like in Mount Vernon, you could be in Mansfield, you could be in Bucyrus. You could just be just about anywhere in Ohio. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to stop admiring those lovely Ohio houses and try to figure out where I am. City of something. Now, to me, the something looks pretty long. I mean, it looks like all one word, but it looks also like really long. Like that might be like a 12-letter name or something. City of something. Okay. I'll take any clue I can get, especially in Ohio. Any way I can read it a little bit better off of that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, that's at least a 10-letter word. And then I'm going to assume it says sanitation department around the bottom. Don't have a bead on that city name yet. But let's think about where we could possibly be. It looks a little hilly to me. Definitely looks a little bit hilly. We have a truck right in front of us, Dayton Freight. Now, don't get super excited and start thinking immediately we're around Dayton. We certainly could be. And I feel like Dayton Freight is, I mean, it's in Dayton probably. But those trucks, they could be almost anywhere. Yeah, this definitely looks way less suburban than that last round and way more just right in the middle of a small city. West Walnut and Maine. I don't think we could get more Ohio than this round. These are such Ohio names, Maine and Walnut. East Walnut. Well, it's no surprise that Maine is the dividing line. I gotta say, this looks a little bit hilly. I would not be surprised if we're somewhere, maybe like even in eastern Ohio along the Ohio River Valley, or we might be like in that part of Ohio that's hilly, northwest of Columbus. I have a guess, but I don't want to embarrass myself by being way off, because like I say, it's so much of this is like so generic Ohio. I have a first instinct, though, just from the length of that city name, and now, no. 330. I was thinking we might be in Bell Fountain, just because that kind of looks like it, and the city name on the bin was so long. But 330, where is 330? I want to say 330 is up in this area. I believe Canton is 330. So that's going to put us in northeastern Ohio. Now, is Akron also 330? I don't think so. I think Akron might be 440. Cleveland, City of Cleveland's 216. 330, I want to say Canton might be the biggest city that we're going to find in 330. At the very least, we're going to be more in this area. Canton is too big a city for where we are. Canton's one of the biggest cities in Ohio, so I don't think that we're there. Where we are, though, is some nice Gen 1 coverage. Wow. Okay, well, I really want to get out of this Gen 1 coverage. How are we going to do that? I think the most fruitful way was to go the other direction. But I also don't want to embroil myself in this blurry Gen 1. Mechanic? Yeah, Mechanic in Maine. That's a pretty unique street name. Southside, South Beach, Tan Club, Southside Plaza. Okay, where in the world could we be where it says South Beach? You know, this isn't Miami. There are no beaches in Ohio. Okay, well, South Beach Tan Club. Got it. Southside Plaza, though. Southside Plaza. I'm just trying to think, like, where would be South Beach, but it's probably talking about, South Beach, Miami, obviously. Retro Inc. Bar and Grill. Yeah, unfortunately, I just don't recognize what little town we're in. Northeast Ohio is 100% my weakness. I don't at all recognize where we are, so it's not surprising. Deep Water Community Church. So yeah, it's not really surprising that I don't fully understand where we are. Wadsworth, Ohio. There we go. Bam. Okay, now I know where we are. So Deep Water Community Church in Wadsworth. That really gave everything away, but I didn't have to move that much to figure out that's where we were. Wow, okay. Wadsworth. Here is an old school Cleveland Browns logo, graffiti. So if you didn't recognize the area code, that would at least put you in Northeast Ohio region. Right, so I was in on Canton. How far away was Wadsworth? Wadsworth is up more towards Akron. So it does look like Akron might also be 330. Here is Main Street. I'm almost positive going through. Oh no, that's High Street. High and Broad, but we are assuredly in Wadsworth, right? That's what that's certainly what the address on that one place said, right? That gives me pause. Why? I thought we were on Main Street. There, okay. So High Street turns into Main Street. Got it. There are so many high streets in Ohio. Okay, I don't think I would have guessed that we were in Wadsworth. To me, I think of Wadsworth more as like Akron suburb, see, given its proximity to Akron. More so than like small city, but this gives me like serious small city feel. So yeah, maybe Wadsworth is less suburban than I thought. Okay, so we were headed south on Main Street, past the Retro, back past the south side. It makes sense. We would be on the south side. Mills, so we got to find Main and Mechanic. South side would tell me that, or maybe even a bit farther than where I'm looking. There's Mechanic, okay. There's Main and Walnut, where we came out. Return to sender. So we were on East Walnut. I'm going to confirm that. Memory in my old age ain't so good. West Walnut, Maine. West Walnut and Maine. Good. I was thinking we were on East Walnut for a sec. Okay, so are we right there at that, like, kind of abandoned little driveway? Yes. I mean, it certainly is what that looks like. Look at that. I mean, Google Maps even says there's like a little road there, but no road as far as I can tell. Or am I incorrect? Let's remember, we 5K'd the first round, north of Cincinnati. Okay, so we're actually here. That fooled me. Where is that driveway? There's that driveway. Okay. Yeah, so this little stub of a nothing road isn't even on the map. Okay, big house, big lot there to the southeast. Yes. Middle, prototypical Ohio house there. Then I am facing directly that house there, or to be more accurate, the driveway of that house. So that would put us right about there on the other side of the street, though. Right about there in Wadsworth, Ohio. Does that line up? I don't want any 4999s. And for some reason in Ohio, I just love to get them, I'm sure. And then it's like sad trombone as I'm a few yards away. Come on. All right, good. 4 yards. 10K going in Ohio. Let's go into third round here. Good. We look more urban. We look a little bit more urban here. We have a post office, so as you know, US Geoguessr fans, that is like the golden egg of what you want to see. Post office. Should we take it? Should we take the golden egg, or should I just like chill for a minute? Because you're not always going to get dropped next to a post office, right? You're never going to get that lucky. But guess I was today in Ohio cities and towns. Should I speculate maybe about where we are? I mean, it looks a little bit more urban to me. This is one-way road. That guy's climbing the hill. Looks historic. It looks like we're in the middle of one of those small cities. Yeah, we get probably courthouse there. We get, pretty tallish looking office building there. Now, again, we could be just about anywhere, but I would expect that we're not in one of the three big C's, that we're in a smaller city. Where are we? Tiffin, Ohio. Indeed, we are in a smaller city. So, U.S. Post Office Tiffin, 44883. Tiffin is a pretty important smaller city of Ohio. You can see it there towards the north. It's northeast of Findlay and southeast of Toledo. Tiffin, I say, is important because there's actually two universities there. Heidelberg University, and not just them, but also Tiffin University. I believe I've been through there a couple times, but I haven't spent a great deal of time at Tiffin, that's for sure. Cool little college town, though. You see, it's very historic. This kind of architecture, if we wouldn't have gotten the post office, I feel like it's this kind of architecture that may have led me more towards northern Ohio. I don't know why, it's just you see those kind of massive old, they gotta be pre-1900, like these big Victorian houses with these big stone um, porches on the front. I think you see those a lot across Ohio, but I want to say you maybe even see more of them towards the north. In areas that were settled first, obviously you get older houses. South Monroe, there's a brick street, Madison Street, South Monroe. So we're near Madison and Monroe in Tiffin. Gotta be looking, yeah, South Monroe, headed south towards that post office. And then, how soon I forget, Madison was our street. So Madison and Monroe, really good American president names, right? But we're not on North Monroe. We are on South Monroe. So there's South Monroe, and there's Main Street, but where is Madison? Where is Madison? So if we look north, going against the one-way street there, yes, which would make sense, that's Madison. So here is Monroe and Madison. Where is this pesky post office? And why are you not on the map? Madison and Monroe. Okay, Tiffin Fire Department, City Lot 1. Post office. Why are you not on the map? Old Fort Banking Company. I got excited because I thought that might be a brewing company for a sec. South Monroe going one way south from Madison. That is looking north towards Madison. That would mean we are looking way south towards the next intersection. Yeah. But it also looks like we have some roads coming out there. This might be a little difficult to 5K, especially since the post office is not marked on the map there. Why is the post office not on the map? Okay, we're going to go to Monroe and Madison, and we're going to work our way back a little bit. Here we are looking east, down Madison, is that right? St. Paul's. Why is nothing matching up here in Tiffin? Patchworks House, Front Street, South Monroe. Only a few things are matching up here. Like, here's South Monroe looking north. Am I tripping here? There's Madison. I'm going to confirm. Does Madison bend around like that? Yeah, Madison bends around like that and turns into front. Okay, so I guess we are here. But looking south-southeast on Monroe, one would think that major landmarks like St. Paul's Church would be on Google Maps or that post office. Okay, so there is St. Paul's. Yeah, okay, good. So I'm not tripping. There is St. Paul's Church. There is that little outbuilding, right? Yeah, we get this little building right there. That's what we're now facing. Then, yeah, it's not a road, but it's like little alley coming there. That's what was confusing. Then, Aaron Howell Family Insurance. Yep. Okay. Making sense. So we're past that little road. Ooh. Hey, I'm sorry, Tiffin, Ohio. Why was I complaining? That drop box is even on the map. So was I just off a little bit and looking for the post office in the wrong place, maybe? Yeah, there's the FedEx drop box. So we are in front of that little insurance agency. There's the house to the south of the drop box. There's 2 houses south. Here's the big parking lot for the post office. There we go. Yeah, I'm just not seeing it. There we go. So then there's the post office, then another little road, then directly facing that house, right? Does that have to be the little road to the right of the post office, to the south of the post office? This is telling me, no, that's the little road. Because is this road marked? That road is marked. That's a named road, I think. Is it? Yeah. The post office isn't that big. So there is where I'm coming out. And then there should be a row of 4 houses here. 1, 2, 3. Well, there's at the very least 3. Very least a row of 3. Did I lose my pen? Yeah, there we go. 1. Maybe that one's so big it counts as 1. Maybe that one's kind of narrow. Yeah. Yeah, because there's the road that's actually a road. Sorry, this really confused me. So we are right in front of this house, facing right towards it, but we're kind of to like there. We're kind of to like that side. Yeah. Okay. Ugh, I got a little sloppy. 8 yards. We weren't to the right side of it, but 5K. Okay, so we're at 15. Good, I'm feeling this. Now we are back in what looks to be a major city. Is this a major metropolitan area? Is this one of the C's? Maybe. No. Smaller city. Smaller city in Ohio. First clue we get over here, Muskingum County Library System. So Ohio counties are difficult to learn. There's 88 of them. Maybe you don't care all that much unless you're real into Geoguessr or you're from Ohio. I know the 88 counties. Muskingum County, that tells us, again, an important clue. Oh, but how are you going to region guess, especially if you're no moving, how are you going to region guess Muskingum County or where we are just from here? All right, now I understand what that banner says. It almost assuredly says, welcome to Zanesville. Yeah, with a Z. So Zanesville is the county seat of Muskingum County. It is east of Columbus. It is getting into these Appalachian foothills. Zanesville is actually fairly hilly compared to Columbus. You see how everything gets greener southeast of Columbus, moving into West Virginia? I mean, makes sense, right? If you're near West Virginia, it would get hillier. So, if I'm not mistaken, this is our first seed here in southeast Ohio. So we're here in Zanesville, and we're near 5th Street. Zanesville has a little, yep, there is 5th Street. There's the community bank. We were looking ahead east towards that Econo Lodge. So that means we were perhaps here on this street, 5th and whatever that is, but maybe not. Ooh, there's the county library though. Shinnick 5th. Where were we at origin? I really need to be better about that, remembering where the cross streets were. I just get sucked into Muskingum County. I guess we didn't know. So we were at 5th. Let's go this way and discover what that cross street is. Yeah, 5th and Shinnick. So that would put us here. We would be looking east towards the Econo Lodge, which we are. No, we would be looking directly into Grace United Methodist. We are right there on the east side of Shinnick. Shinnick and Fifth. Yep, because looking towards Fifth, it goes one way there, that way, to the south. We would really just have to be a little bit closer there. Yeah, okay. 7 yards, nice. Another 5K. Let's see if we can 25K this and be #1 on the leaderboard. This has given me lots and lots of hope because I know instantly where we are. We are near downtown Cleveland. We're near the Cuyahoga River. We're probably in the neighborhood called the Flats, or at least very close to the Flats in Cleveland. You see how we're like going over the river on this flat bridge and everything's down in this industrial valley? So this semicircular building, Post Office Plaza, that was my first Cleveland clue. Then that is Tower City in the middle of downtown Cleveland. So that tower there, that Art Deco tower, that is the main train station of Cleveland. Cleveland is the only city in Ohio that is going to have a mass transit system, like a train. I mean, Columbus, Cincinnati, they have buses, but Cleveland is the only one that has a train. They have both heavy rail and light rail trains, and they all, I believe, come into this central Tower City terminus. This is where the Cleveland Guardians, formerly the Cleveland Indians, play. Used to be called Jacobs Field, then it was Progressive Field, but that's the baseball stadium of Cleveland. Part of that distinctive skyline. This is Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, I think is what it says. So that's where the Cleveland Cavaliers play, the NBA team. The team that LeBron James used to play for. So we are here on a bridge, what looks to be right over the Cuyahoga River. See these big ship bridges, or whatever the heck they're called? And then this like highway bridge going there. So we are definitely south of downtown Cleveland. There's a sign going towards Tower City that I was talking about. And then, yeah, I thought we might be in the Flats. So it looks like that's where we are. Flats East, going to the northwest. That's interesting. Flats East to the northwest. Okay. So were we in Flats West? Superior, Old River Road, St. Clair Canal. This might be hard to pinpoint, even though I instantly knew where we were. This might be hard to pinpoint. Columbus, Robert Lockwood Jr. Wow, I wouldn't want anybody to see that Columbus and think we were anywhere near Columbus. Here are the distinctive Cleveland street signs. They are blue and white. I can't immediately think of any other place in Ohio that has street signs that are not green and white in some variety. Cleveland, though, City of Cleveland, has those blue and white design. I mean, they're still pretty plain. Shouldn't really call it a design, but the blue gives it away. So let's at least kind of pinpoint. Yeah, there's the aquarium. Here's the Flats. So we were in the Flats. So the Flats East. There's the Cuyahoga River. Were we on this Willow Avenue Bridge, maybe? Elm Street, River Street, Cleveland Metro Park. We were at Robert Lockwood Jr. in Columbus. America's Byway. There's the aquarium. So the aquarium is to, it looks like the southwest. Weird. There's Old River Road. Were we on Old River? Was that bridge the 2? I don't think so. I think that's a major highway bridge. Okay, so let's just regroup. I don't want to get too hasty here. Sorry if we don't want to spend all this time in downtown Cleveland, but I'm going to 25K this. So we are looking northeast towards Tower City. There's Tower City. It is pretty much dead northeast. So I think we're probably on this Carter Road Bridge. Yeah? Dead northeast towards Tower City. Where is this post office plaza? It's more towards the north. It's right there. So, more towards the north, would that make sense? Heck yeah. Brewdog, oh nice. There's a Brewdog in Cleveland in the Flats. I like me some Brewdog beer. All this juice is tasty. They've set up shop in Ohio now. So would this be this intersection? W and LERR Freight Depot? Is that this ancient building right here? Yeah, it kind of looks like a castle. Yeah. Canal, Carter, Columbus. Everything about this makes sense. We're right above a parking lot on the Carter Road Bridge, so we cannot be over the river. Let's not get too hasty here. Not over the river at all. And lights right there. Are we under a traffic light? Almost. Almost. I would say the light is right there. Little details, and then that's where the arm comes up for the bridge. So yeah, there's Tower City. There is... How far southeast of that stoplight do I want to go? We gotta be close here. Yeah! Nice! So 25K'd Ohio, cities and towns. I'm proud of that. Really didn't take all that long at all. I feel like I could have even done 10-minute rounds, and I feel like we would have been okay. All right, nice. So your boy has #1 high score on this map. Let's do a quick review. We were all over the state. We just didn't get anywhere near Columbus, unfortunately, my home metropolitan area. We were first north in Cincinnati, way northern Cincinnati suburbs, north of Blue Ash. Then we jumped to Wadsworth, Ohio, outside of Akron, which looked more small city to me than suburb, which would make sense. It's kind of like outside Akron. Then 3, Tiffin, Ohio. Man, we got lucky in that one, right? We got right next to a post office, so that is the golden ticket in Geoguessr. Then Zanesville, Ohio. Recognize Muskingum County Public Library right away. But then we got those Zanesville banners, too. Then we were just in downtown Cleveland, actually southwest of downtown Cleveland in what I thought was the Flats, but it was actually pretty close to the Flats. It was actually in a neighborhood called Irishtown Bend, near the Brewdog in Cleveland. So that was pretty cool. 40 minutes, 25K. My biggest miss was 8 yards. I'm proud of this. I feel like I got a good score indeed here in Ohio cities and towns, right? And there's my 25K and my #1 on the high score. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned a little something about Ohio geography and perhaps a little bit about US geography as well. Thank you.